Standard 8 Subject Geography Chapter number 2 Interior of the Earth Introduction. Let's recall. In the previous classes, you have been introduced to rock types, volcanoes, and earthquakes. Answer the following questions on the basis of that. Question number 1. When earthquake occurs, what happens exactly? Second, how are igneous rocks formed? Question number 3. What is a volcano? Question number 4. Which materials come out during a volcanic eruption? Question number 5. In which state of matter are these materials? Question number 6. Are these materials cool or hot? Why? Try this. Boil half liter of a milk. When the milk comes to a boil, switch off the gas. Keep a lid on the vessel. After 10 minutes, remove the lid. Take it to a side and tilt it. Observe what happens. What can you see on the milk? In what form do you see the layer of matter on the milk? Remove this layer of matter. Take note of the difference in the temperature of this matter and the milk and answer the following question. When the milk was kept for boiling, in which state was it? When the milk was boiling, what did you observe? What had accumulated over the lid of the vessel? Tell whether the matter accumulated on the milk is liquid or solid. Was it cooler or hotter than the milk below? On which other substances can similar experiments be carried out? Geographical explanation. Before boiling, the milk was in the liquid state. After it came to a boil, steam started coming out from it. After some time, a thick layer of cream develops over the milk. The temperature of the cream is lesser than the milk below. Thus, it can be implied that the creamy layer cooled faster than the milk below it, which remained hot and in a liquid form. A similar process occurred when the earth cooled. The scientists unanimously believe that the earth was formed out of the solar system itself. Initially, earth was a gaseous hot balloon. It cooled down as it rotated around itself. The process of cooling took place from the outer surface towards the Earth's center. As a result, the outer layer crust of the Earth became cooler and solid. But as we move from surface to the core, heat increases, and at certain depth, the interior of the Earth is semi-liquid. Man has always been inquisitive about what lies in the interior of the Earth. A direct observation of the Earth's interior has not been possible as yet. Through various methods, the scientists have tried to estimate about the same. To infer about this, study of the materials come out of a volcanic eruption and the seismic waves is most important. Matter coming out of volcanic eruptions consists of hot magma, gases, steam, etc. When lava cools and solidifies, igneous rocks are formed. Through the estimate of the study of temperature, density, gravitational force, and pressure, the interior of the earth was understood. For instance, when we go deep into a mine, we feel an increase in temperature. Similarly, the magma coming out of volcanoes from the Earth's interior is hot. Such estimations were made by the geologists. Several earthquakes occur in various places on the Earth every year. Seismic waves are generated. These waves travel through the interior of the Earth. The study of interior direction and velocity help us the estimate about the interior of the Earth. Man has also tried to dig deep boreholes in the interior to know more about the same. Do you know? Our Earth was formed approximately 4.6 billion years ago. Initially, the Earth was in a gaseous state. It started cooling through the process of radiation. The Earth then liquefied. With time, the outermost part of the Earth cooled first and became solid. This outermost layer of the Earth is called the crust. Even today, outer planets of the solar system are in a gaseous state. The composition of the Earth's interior. Try this. Take clay balls of 3 colors, red, yellow and blue. Make the red ball bigger. Roll out the yellow color ball. You will get a flat roti-like structure. Place the red color ball inside the yellow one, like you fill puran in a puran poli. Give it the shape of a spear. Now roll out the blue ball and fill the yellow one in it as done earlier. Make a spear out of these two. Show the continents in yellow on this spear like a globe. Now your globe made from clay is ready. To see the interior of the Earth, cut the spear exactly in half. You can see various layers of colors inside, like the layers of Earth's interior. Name these layers. Geographical explanation. While going from the Earth's surface to its core, major changes occur in temperature and density. With respect to these two elements, the Earth's interior can be divided into following layers. The crust. The uppermost layer of the Earth's surface is in solid state and is called the crust. The thickness of the crust is not the same everywhere. On an average, it is 30 to 35 km thick. The thickness of the crust below the continents is from 16 to 45 km, 40 km under the mountain ranges and less than 10 km under the oceans. As we move deeper under the surface, temperature increases. After that, the rate of increase in temperature reduces and again increases in the core. At the center of the Earth, the temperature is around 5500 degrees to 6000 degrees Celsius. The crust is the thinnest of all the layers when compared to the mantle and the core. It can be divided into two sub-layers. Continental crust. The continents are mainly composed of silica, Si, and aluminium, Al. Because of their high proportion in this layer, the layer was earlier known as Sial. The density of continental crust is 2.65 to 2.90 gram per centimeter cube. The thickness of this layer is approximately 30 kilometers. Granite rocks are mainly found in this layer. Oceanic crust. This is the second layer of the crust. It is made up of silica, Si, and magnesium, Ma. It was earlier called Sima. This layer is approximately 7 to 10 km thick. The density of this layer is 2.9 gram per centimeter cube to 3.3 gram per centimeter cube. In this layer, basalt and gabbro rocks are mainly found. Always remember, elements found in various layers of the Earth's interior. Low to high density: silica, Si, aluminium, Al, silica, Si, magnesium, Ma, nickel, Ni. Do you know? There is a discontinuity between the continental crust and oceanic crust. It was first deduced by a scientist called Conrad, and its name after him as Conrad discontinuity. There is discontinuity between crust and mantle too. This discontinuity was deduced by a scientist called Mohorovičić. It has been named after him as Moho discontinuity. There is discontinuity between mantle and core too. It has been named after Gutenberg, a scientist who discovered it. Mantle. Below the crust lies the mantle. Mantle can be divided into two layers, upper and lower mantle. The upper layer is liquid state. Here one finds magma chambers. It is through these chambers that magma comes out on the surface during volcanic eruptions. This layer is also known as asthenosphere. Epicenters of deep-seated earthquakes are usually found here. Mantle begins at a depth of around 42 km from the Earth's surface. The internal energy released due to endogenetic movements occurring in this layer is responsible for mountain buildings, rifts, volcanic eruption, earthquakes, etc. In this layer, it is inferred that the temperature at a depth of 2400 to 2900 km depth would be around 2200 degrees Celsius to 2500 degrees Celsius. Here, there is a sudden changes in the structure and density of material. It is estimated that this layer extends up to a depth of 2870 km. Average density of this layer is 4.5 gram per centimeter cube, and it increases with depth. Increasing pressure is the reason behind this. The density of lower mantle is about 5.7 gram per centimeter cube. Core. The core starts from around a depth of about 2900 km from the Earth's surface. The part of the Earth's interior extending from the mantle up to the center of the Earth is the core. The thickness of the core is about 3471 km. This layer can be divided into outer core and the inner core. Outer core. Outer core extends from around 2900 km to 5100 km. The secondary waves cannot pass through the core. They get absorbed in this region. This has led the scientists to believe that the core could be liquid or semi-liquid in nature. The primary waves travel through this layer, but their speed reduces when passing through this layer. The density of outer core is 9.8 gram per centimeter cube. The temperature of the liquid outer core is around 5000 degrees Celsius. We have learned that the outer core of the Earth's interior is in a liquid, and the proportion of the iron is more in this layer. Vertical currents originate in this liquid layer. This is another characteristic of this area. The difference between the temperatures of the outer and inner core gives rise to vertical currents. The Earth's rotation gives them eddy, means circular motion. Electric currents develop in these spiral eddies of liquid iron and thus magnetic field state. It is sometimes called a geodynamo too. This magnetic field of the Earth is functional even outside the Earth's surface for quite a distance. As a result, a cover develops around the Earth because of the magnetic field. The Earth's atmosphere is protected from solar winds coming from the Sun. The magnetic field thus developed around the Earth is called magnetosphere. This is the fifth and an important sphere of the Earth. Inner core. Inner core extends from around 5150 km to the depth of around 6371 km Earth's center. It is the core of the Earth which is in a solid state. The density of this sphere is around 13.3 gram per centimeter cube. Iron, Fe and nickel, Ni are the major elements found here. Therefore, this layer is also called Nephe. As the materials in this layer are under extreme pressure, the inner core is in solid state. The temperature here is almost equivalent to the surface temperature of the Sun. Always remember, observe the velocity curves of the given seismic waves. The left curve in the figure A shows the velocity of secondary, means S waves, while the curve on the right shows primary, means P waves. There are many changes occurring in the curve of the secondary waves. The curve drawn with the help of the dots shows the average velocity of the waves. The curve of the secondary waves seems to have ended around a depth of 2900 km. Changes are visible even in the curves of the primary waves. The velocity of the primary waves increases according to depth till 2900 km. The velocity of secondary waves is around 6 to 8 km per second around the boundary of the outer core, and the curve has stopped there. These waves do not enter the core. At 2900 km, the velocity is around 12 km per second. But when it enters the core, the velocity reduces to 8 km per second. See this as shown in the dot curve. On the basis of this curve, the scientists have inferred the densities at various depths. The density curve of the Earth's interior is shown in figure B. Red curve in the figure B shows gravitational force at various depths. Gravitational force increases at certain depth from the surface and then reduces according to depth. At the center, it is zero, as is visible from the curve. Observe this figure minutely. Find various discontinuities in the density curve and shows them on the figure. Think about it. Imagine the Earth's interior and write 10 to 12 sentences on it.